IVM.
All right.
All right.
So, what is it? Is it one of those fresh days for you, or is it one of those no shower days for you? What
Dude,
is
I
it?
just realized that I sounded upbeat, and then I questioned why the fuck are you sounding so upbeat?
What the fuck?
No, I know why I'm sounding upbeat. I had an interview today after ages. And for that interview, I had to prepare a PowerPoint. And I was told last Tuesday or Wednesday that can we have something by Sunday? I said sure. So Tuesday pe I was like Wednesday pe karunga. Wednesday pe I was like Thursday pe karunga. Thursday pe I was like Friday pe karunga. But I don't know what got into me. I woke up yesterday at like 7 a.m. and by 12 a.m. I had a very crisp PowerPoint, like very happy with it kind of presentation ready. And I had the interview today. Fingers crossed. I felt it went well. So I'm today like productive, happy.
Coming back to the question I asked, is it a no shower day or is it a dull like a dirty day? Like you know what?
I think you asked me? What the fuck? I thought you asked me. Why are you so happy today?
No, I said
maybe
is it
I
no
asked.
shower day?
Am I going crazy, Sunetro? Fuck. Sometimes I worry. I think I'm going crazy. Okay, I literally just showered 10 minutes before we recorded this podcast.
Oh, it's like a no. It's not like a deliberate no shower day for me, but it's one of those like I just haven't gotten to it because like my day started at like 6:30 a.m. and it's and now in case anyone's listening, it's night right now and we are recording at night and I just after this recording I'm going to have like a hot shower and then sort of relax, I guess.
I hate days where you wake up and I know I don't want to make it a generational thing, but I know we are not like our parents wake up and go for a shower, you know. We are the little, thoda phone check kiya, chai, breakfast, then maybe I'll shower, you know. But I also know a large part of our generation is a little, I'll shower in an hour, I'll shower in an hour, I'll shower in an hour. And then sometimes it's like 8 p.m. in the evening and you're like, holy shit, why is this so difficult?
Oh, I'm totally that person over the weekends. Like I'm a sloth. Absolutely. Like if it's, I just don't give a fuck.
I don't know. This summer, I really like, I have reconnected my love for showers. I was a water baby like that when I was a kid. I used to like fucking shower all the time. And oh my God, can I tell you something random though related to this? Recently, I asked on my Instagram, what's a Hindi song you had to dance on in school? Okay. And one girl said, Jumma Chumma De De. Okay. And do you remember the video of that song?
Faintly, yeah.
Yeah, Amitabh Bachchan's got this hose, like a very powerful hose of water, like a pipe with water in it. And he's constantly spraying Kimi Katkar with it in the video. And one day when I was a kid, my parents went for a walk and this song came on. Like I had a cassette, it played. And I got into the front garden, and I put the hose on and I was wasting water. And this is like in the year that Maharashtra had one of the worst droughts possible. So when my parents came back home, they saw me like spraying water all over the place and fucking wet. They japped the shit out of me. Sorry. But this summer was so merciless. Yeah. And I got my AC removed this year. And now with the kind of electricity bills that are coming without an AC, I'm glad I got my AC removed this year. I've been showering 2-3 times a day. I think I spoke to you earlier about how my favorite things are 3 a.m., 4 a.m. showers in the night. They're so peaceful because this is the first time Bombay is quiet. So showers are quiet and I just play some soft old Hindi music or classical or whatever and I just have a good bath. So that's that. You will shower. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me something. What's in your shower? Like, what are the kind of products do you use? Like,
so I am a little, right from childhood, actually, for me, I really identified with all these women in these Lux ads, and like it would, like because we didn't have a bathtub and stuff, but so there used to be this visual of this really thick foam on all these actresses, shoulders. So you can never get that out of foam, right? And so I would shampoo. And I would create that foam, and I would put it on my shoulder, and then act as if the shower sort of.
And then you'd blow some bubbles and all, like.
Yeah. So it's and so during my. So
is that why you have such fabulous hair now? Because
I have no idea.
Your hair so much.
So much. No, so that's I always like the idea of a shower, and even when, let's say, when I moved to Bombay and stuff, and like I could barely like afford shit, I would still like try and afford like 2-3 different kinds of really cheap like like shower gels, like so that at least like I had like one like a bad day shower gel, which was just a little more uplifting, like things like that. So
why do I feel like what you're calling bad is what I might be using right now?
No. As in, I, in the sense that something that was just a little more invigorating on a day like that. But believe me, I in the past, and probably it's a product of me working with a lot of beauty brands and stuff. I haven't bought too many, except for skincare. I haven't bought like shampoo or conditioners or soaps or shower gels in quite a while. So but my mantelpiece, like my shower mantelpiece, has some 5-6 like shower gels and like and it's like different days got different moods and shit like that. So it kind of like it. I like feeling like a lady, so
God.
like always, right from childhood, I've loved the idea of feeling like a lady.
Yeah, this is so crazy because I feel like I don't know if Luddite is the word, but I just feel like a caveman in that sense when it comes to like self care in terms of like skin and hair and all of that. I just feel like I'm a total caveman still. I follow so many influencers. I follow so many beauty bloggers.
An interest. Yeah.
Sorry, what you were saying?
Yeah, I was saying something really interesting happened, and I never thought about this before, because when you've kind of been on this journey of and I'm not just going to say sartorial style, but like experimenting with like, putting on a little bit of makeup. And that's what we are talking about. Like, experimenting as just like going against the gender norm and, experimenting with beauty, makeup and stuff like that. You don't quite realize until you have another thing to, like compare yourself to. So a couple of days back, I, started chatting with someone on, one of the, I think it was Hinge or Tinder or one of those apps, and this person literally had come out the previous day, and I started asking him questions about how it was and what he identifies as, and he said that I am in the process of discovering it because I've never really experimented or anything, and it's just really cool.
So you experimented with like boys or makeup? Or
no. As in. So I mean, he hadn't had too many experiences with men either, but in terms of, this whole identity thing, he hadn't at all delved into it, and he was in the process of doing it, and literally he was so excited because he had ordered black nail paint, and it arrived the next day, and he messaged me saying, "Hey, my nail polish has arrived," and I'm really excited because that's like, but I can't get myself to put it because I'm still nervous. And that got me thinking that it's such a, I remember the first time I put kohl on, and I was so fucking scared because
sorry, you'll have to explain stuff to me. Kohl is like Kajal.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So the first time I had put kohl on, and It was like I had randomly put I had used coal because this was, I think, in my second year of college, where it was part of like a theatrical piece where I was playing. So there was this. Uh, it wasn't a school play, it was theater. Do not call it a school play. Like it was so basically it was an inter-college, whatever fest where, and it was an expressionistic it was an expressionistic piece where I was playing okay, I'm gonna stop.
Why?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna, so I'll tell you why, because it was a very important thing to me. And anyway, I'm going to continue. There was this play where I was playing man, and there were four of my best friends. They were playing the four elements. And initially I was thinking I would just be like, man, and I would just be on stage. But that was one of the first times I put coal on, because and the story was about how man sort of ravages every single element of nature. And the idea was that I would be this vision of purity, and as the play would progress, I would get dirtier and dirtier. And so as a result of that, in the beginning, I had all over, I was bare chested and all of that, and I had glitter all over my body, and I had kajal, and there was a lot of dancing. And as a result of that, as the play progressed, the kajal would kind of, because there was sweat and it would get messy, smudgy. So that was the first time when I used coal. And then after that, I remember starting to use it just generally one odd day when I was out partying late, one of those night thingies, night scenes somewhere, and literally not very it wasn't a very like, oh, I'm making a statement. I just, it was a hint. And I remember that. And I remember, like, now, for example, if I'm going out partying, I don't mind using eyeshadow. I don't mind. I mean, I wear like sequin jackets. So it was so interesting to see someone who was on that journey, and feel that fear. Because there is so much fear attached, because what are people going to say? What is so and so going to say? Because I remember someone saying, "Arey, tu to chhakka jaisa lag raha hai," like and shit like that. And these are things that you kind of, and that's why I wanted to pause till you stopped laughing, because there are serious things that I wanted to discuss.
Okay, no, I don't mean it like that.
Yeah. So anyway, and it was so interesting for me, because, and I could kind of have a conversation, not like an expert on anything. I could tell him that start with like just the just your thumb and just your index finger, and build it from there, and things like that. And so it was quite interesting. And have you ever felt like you would want to?
I had a nail paint phase in college, but it was more of I'm canceling society, and I'm not going to, that
like
age.
Like, was it like goth, like that type?
No, I never went goth. But I
as in like the Indian version of like goth, with black t-shirts and black nail paint and.
No, so that's the thing. I'd not go all out. It was just literally black nail paint. And I really thought it was less for the statement. It was more to just like attention. I don't know. Because suddenly my mom would be like, what the fuck is that? And, my college friends are like, oh, this guy has nail paint. Like, that kind of shit. So I know I did it for the attention. But there was one very peculiar and weird thing that I really remember. And this doesn't constitute under makeup. It just, I don't know what it falls under. But I had this habit where, how your grocery banya bhaiya grows their nail out?
Like that little
pinky finger nail out. So my pinky finger ka nail, I used to always grow it out. And then I would take a very hot needle and pierce my nail. Okay. And I would always keep like little rings on my nail. I don't know.
Interesting.
I used to really love that. That was a proper year or two where it was just, and you know what I would do, your keychains and whatever, your bike ka keychain and all, they all had these little links, obviously. Like
Yeah.
So I would just break one off and I would always keep a finger in a nail. I don't know why. I used to keep dangling it. Like I would like that feeling. It was very weird now that I think of it. Also, my mom is and was a hairstylist. She's a beautician. So I specifically remember the first time I saw Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Clementine Krasinski.
Holy shit, I think I was 15. Is that how old the movie is? Like,
no, you couldn't have. You're
35. About going to be 35 this year. Yeah.
I think you would have been 18 or 19. I remember.
Fuck knows, okay. But regardless, I just remember Kate Winslet in that movie. She had orange hair. Her name was Tangerine, you know. So, wait, her name was Tangerine, right?
No, Clementine.
Clementine. Sorry, Clementine.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I randomly, again, I had a very strained relationship with my mom, but I just randomly asked her if she would color my hair, and she said, "What color do you want?" And I showed her Kate Winslet's picture.
Wow.
And she said, "Okay." And it was a very weird bonding experience. And then
that's nice, yeah.
Yeah, and then slowly with a couple of this, I don't remember, like I had electric blue hair at one point. Dude, there are pictures, and I would never, like, I would die before anybody sees those pictures. I was ash blonde.
Would you try that again?
Not really.
And why though?
Coloring my hair? I don't know. I just never liked the feeling of how, but again, I did this in the 90s or 2000s, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm sure, like, hair products have evolved and gotten better.
Absolutely. Like, they don't damage your hair as much.
You know, when you colored your fucking hair and then you run your hands through it, you feel like you're running your hands through a fucking carpet or something.
Yeah.
So I remember there was that phase where I had orange, and then I had electric blue, and I would have like a little burgundy, and then I went ash blonde because, again, that time it was the age of Nick Carter and Leonardo DiCaprio, and they all had that beautiful blonde hair. So
with curtains.
It was terrible. Whenever I see those pictures,
I think that's like, if 90s had a visual that you know, blonde curtains are it. Like,
yeah. I mean, honestly, I have to even say that my mom was like a home salon. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I was getting it done, you know, at Tony and Guy or like Jacques Bakery. You know what I mean? Back then, my mom was just doing her own. So even if it was a blue, it wasn't like some sexy fucking blue. It was just blue hair color.
Okay.
It was terrible. So yeah, hair wise, I did. Right now, when you ask me that, would you do it right now? I think about it, but sometimes it's just I have visibly started getting white strands of hair. And bringing the focus on this quarantine, this is the first time I've actually grown my hair out in the last decade. I had the same or almost similar haircut for the last 10 years. Okay. And because of this whole thing, this is the first time I've not got to cut my hair. And now I'm realizing that, holy shit, I look pretty good in longish hair. And I'm loving. In fact, I purchased a comb over Amazon the other day. For the first time in my life, I purchased a good comb just to run through my hair. And holy shit, I just got done with the shower. I combed my hair and I love it. I just love my hair right now.
That's nice. That's nice.
So I don't mind experimenting because this itself right now is an experiment going on my head, you know. But one thing I fucking hate, you know, I have, because now my hair is growing over my, it overlaps on my ears and stuff. Like I keep getting tickled in my ear. It's a feeling.
I know what you mean.
Dude, it's such an annoying feeling.
Annoying.
Oh my god, I keep thinking it was a mosquito and then it's just my hair. But yeah, nail paint and hair color was my only maximum that I went into.
I remember I was superbly tickled for the first time about men in makeup. When I remember this was 2002 Golden Globes, okay? And even McGregor, he was on the red carpet. He didn't have like makeup on, but he had mascara.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
And I was so tickled by that. And I was like, oh my God. And I was, if anyone who knows me well knows that Moulin Rouge is like my all-time favorite movie, like ever. Like it's like the gayest romp for me forever. And that film like made me a super fan of two people. One was Nicole Kidman and one was Ewan McGregor. For me, Ewan McGregor, after that I've seen films like, you know, Pillow Book and shit like that. Like it's like I know him as a friend because like I've seen his penis. Like it's like I've seen him like naked. So I feel like he's like a chum. So when I see someone like him and who's very like, he doesn't identify, he's like a little gender fuck that way. So it kind of made me feel like, oh, so this is clearly like a thing that can happen. And for me, I always drew a sense of, you know, this sense of glamour and power, and glamour and power together, always from a feminine source. And for me, this was the first time that it was a masculine source. And for me, I like this sense of feminine glamour coming from a masculine source. I've always liked that idea. I never had a reference point. Once that happened, I always felt like maybe I should try it out. And then Adam Lambert happened. And Adam Lambert was like this, like he broke open this, you know, this closet of, you know, men in makeup and again, like his success was like resounding, and slowly, gradually, it just, it wasn't about looking feminine. It was about taking feminine traits and kind of incorporating it within, you know, to fuck with masculinity. And that's what I started incorporating within my looks and within my experiments. And like a little kajal, a little makeup. Like a couple of years, I think 2 years back, I started using highlighter because I'm very, like, I like my skin. I'm very, like, I take very good care of my skin, and somehow I love it when my skin has, like, you know, that sheen. And to amp up that sheen, I thought, oh, let me use highlighters, and ever since I've never stopped. And that, you know, those became experiments for me where I started you know, just like pushing the boundaries little by little to kind of just feel more fuck the masculine, you know, like, and it feels so fucking good. It feels so good.
It's so funny you say that, because like you said, Ian McGregor, Moulin Rouge, and, you know, those kind of examples. For me, now that I talk to you, I realize that my influences were more steeped in the weird, like men using makeup to accentuate their weirdness. Like, for example, straight up off my head, and again, I don't mean to sound like, oh, I had an emo phase, but if it's Marilyn Manson or Prodigy,
got it.
You know what I mean? I just, even The Cell, I remember watching The Cell as a kid.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, that's the first time I remember thinking that, holy shit, this person manages to look so scary just with makeup. You know what I mean? So I always saw that side of it. Even right now, when I follow a lot of beauty vloggers, and our conversation right now is so nascent compared to what's happening in the beauty space online.
Of course,
you know?
yeah.
Because nowadays I see them do like these magnificent eye makeups, and like, I'm blown away. Like, they look so fucking pretty and gorgeous, and it's next level. But I somehow tend to always like, I don't know, sometimes if it's gimmicky in the makeup world to think that, But there are these illusion makeup artists like who
of
tend
course,
to
yes.
or they use prosthetics and they not only horror, but who go all out to just, which is why even when I saw Drag Race, I really felt kimchi stuck out for me in terms of
oh my God, what makeup looks, such creativity.
But you know me, how I approach Drag Race. I went in Drag Race assuming that I'm not going to like it. I'm just going to watch it. But, and right enough, I just felt, there were entire seasons where I still couldn't tell who was who, just because everybody had the same kind of similar style of whatever, the makeup that they do. But then suddenly Kimchi came along, and I feel like she just shook that whole changed it, toppled it on its head, kind of makeup, where I just felt wow, okay, this is art now. I really, everything had an idea, everything had a concept, and it just not your standard heavy set eyebrows and big ass a pink flamingo look. I don't know if it's called something in drag, that certain drag look. She just moved away from that, and I love that. So
no, and I know what you're saying, and I see there are various ways in which people express themselves. So there is part of it which I love for myself, and then there is a part of it which I love seeing, unfurl on other people. And one part of it is exactly why that part that I'm talking about, unfurling on others. I don't think I can paint fish. And to the uninitiated, painting fish is basically fishy means woman like, and and painting fish means taking masculine features and almost chiseling them down into, and through the illusion of makeup, making yourself look very feminine and beautiful. I can't do that, and I don't think I'm good at it, and frankly, I have a very feminine face. So it's not really...
You said that before. I don't know why you say that. As in, at least to me.
I have a beard. That's why you don't get it.
No, Sunetro. No, I'm not. Because I met you years and years ago. And I don't know. I always see you as a very rugged man. I don't know. But that's just me. That's just me. I hope that's not offensive in any way. Or
No. I mean, it's
always
of course
viewed
not.
you as a very rugged man. A rugged man who's delicate. That's how I put it.
Got it.
That's
amazing. No, I mean, I get where you're coming from. For me, in my head, I think the ruggedness is something that it's an overture for me, where I put the ruggedness on because I like the idea of feeling masculine, but with a sense of fuck it. So I know that I'm delicate. I know that I'm not like a jock. And as a result of that, I like having elements that are masculine, which kind of is my beard and shit, like this Jesus thing that everyone talks about. It's so so that is one aspect, and I kind of like balancing it out with all these other elements, like wearing heels and wearing makeup. So anyway, what I love is just how rules and regulation less it's becoming over the day. And and I, like you were saying, there's so many of these beauty bloggers who paint fish, for example, and that's beautiful. And it's great to watch. And then there are people who create just a character, there is and let's talk about in the world of Drag Race, for example, there's a Bianca Del Rio who's created a character, and there is a very distinct mug that she paints, and similarly Trixie Mattel, it's a very distinct mug that she paints, and it's like it can be, it's like merch, like it can be a doll, a merch doll for all you care. So it's that iconic. And for me, the great thing is that all of this is happening on gender fuck steps, and it's a man painting like a woman, painting like a freak, and there are so many drag kings that I follow and who are beautiful, and there again the makeup is just amazing. And the makeup is to kind of almost,
who's that drag queen? Acid Betty? Was that?
Acid Betty. Oh my God.
Yeah. Again,
such amazing.
But that's the thing. If I ever had to say, if I want to dabble or go into makeup, or start experimenting with makeup, the idea I have in my head is, again, I'm not saying Acid Betty, but I like this idea of a hyper masculine man who just is female to look at. I don't know how to explain that.
I'll tell you, I have, like, when I was in New York last year, I legit wanted to. So Acid Betty also designs, right? And Acid Betty has this crazy, like, it's like this prismatic, like iridescent jacket that she had designed, and it's on, like, she sells that too. I legit wanted to buy it and, like, get it ordered. Like, at that time, it's just that I wasn't within the time frame that it would have gotten delivered. I think she's so creative. Creative. It hurts me. But yeah, like, I know what you mean.
I found the whole neon again. Even though I like Critter, scary alien, I like that. I'd not like it on Acid Betty but I just love the fact that there was a deep set voice man, slightly muscular, who was just like, doing it not to transform into a woman or anything.
Yes, but to be a freak.
Yeah, and he was like, the prosthetics and just all the work.
Beautiful,
It was. I'm really saying this with the fact that I did not like him as a contestant. So it was just, I don't know. It's something that stuck with me though. Again, because maybe it was a little weird in that Marilyn Manson colored, white eyes, and like, I don't know, like it was in that necromancer kind of zone. That's why maybe I found it great or what. But I also right now I'm trying to picture the entire ensemble, and I'm saying that, like, it's not like I'm literally just trying to talk about his makeup. Like, I love that, like, it was bizarre. Even recently when I revisited Matrix, I watched the Matrix trilogy, and they go to meet the Merovingian in the club in Reloaded to get the keymaker. And I'm just looking at that set, and it is such a Wachowski like environment. There are BDSM people, and like really, like, there's leather and dog collars and spikes.
I mean,
and mohawks.
I swear to God, when I saw, I was 16 or 17 then, and I remember finding something so innately queer about everything. In that realm, and that time no one knew, neither of them had come out, and it's just, it's interesting to see how people's expressions kind of are so telling.
Of course, they were, and even then, like, there's so much like androgyny in the movie, like, I don't know. It's weird. It's great to watch. Even now. But I don't. This adult star model. I can never pronounce his name. Francois Sagat. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, he's so beautiful.
Did you?
He's like, okay. So if I had to say no, if I had to call, like, my favorite porn star, like, how beautiful, just in terms of beauty, I think Francois Saga is like it's at the top of my list.
So my ex-boyfriend introduced me to him, like, online, obviously. Like, I did not know he existed, because that's my ex-boyfriend's type, by the way, like this bullish, muscular, like, I don't know. And the first thing I loved about it, holy shit, this guy's tattooed his head, like, entirely. So I love that. But I've seen he does a lot of makeup a lot of times, and I'm like, that's the zone I would love to be in, where for a second you wouldn't want to fuck with this guy because he is so masculine that he's a woman now. He's got so masculine that he's so okay with his masculinity and that. that he doesn't mind stepping onto the other side now, and it's crazy. Like, I just, the way he portrays himself. I recently saw, I don't know, there's this publication. It's somewhere in Asia. I don't know which, but they do these really highly stylized. It's like naked men. I'm forgetting the name. I'll probably send it to you later. But like, it's naked men. They make a yearly like magazine.
Oh, got it. Yeah, I mean,
of just a lot of Asian men, and they sometimes obviously have non-Asian men too. Sorry, what did you say? What is?
I don't know whether I'm talking about the same. Is it Lonlive and?
No. But I'll find it. It's saved in my Twitter bookmark somewhere. And dude, in that I saw Francois Sagat. That's his name.
Yeah,
he was stunning. Like, he had makeup on, like cakes of makeup. But dude, it was like the most manliest man I've seen. And it's a little late for me to be that manly, because I am who I am right now. I'm a little, my hands flare, my voice is like a little, you know what I mean? But sometimes I just feel like, I don't know why. And it makes me question if I'm still not okay with my sexuality, that's how I project myself in my head, that I want to be hyper masculine and hyper, because I'm already see myself going towards this bare zone, you know what I mean? And I don't know which time, even sexually, a lot of my, whether it's with fuck buddies or something, it eventually becomes like this punish me, spit on me, kick me, strangle me kind of vibe. So I feel like the more I live that character, the more I feel a little like, you know what, you fucking bitch, I'll snap you into two. Like, that's how I'll fuck you. Like, I feel like that sometimes.
It's really weird for me. You know, what it's become is, over time, I don't know, like, there are things just bodily, you know, also, you know, voice afflection wise, there are things that have turned more masculine for me. And the more that happens, I don't know why, subconsciously I try and you know, balance it out. It's weird. It's just
like, can you give an example? Like,
so I mean, I know that over time, you know, my voice gets you know, heavier, and I, you know, my gestures get a little more masculine, little less feminine. And as a result of that, for me, it's almost like I'm ashamed of someone saying, oh, so you are more masculine now. And what I end up doing is incorporating some level of femininity, while like, for example, over the past few years, I remember just ordering this one pair of shoes which had like a little bit of a heel, and it wasn't like that much, and it was like a man's shoe, like in terms of a shape and all of that. Once I wore that, after that, it's like something tickled my penis. Like, I was like, oh my God, this feeling is something else, and this isn't enough. It's like that's not for cocaine. Like, oh my God, now I know what it feels like, and I want more. And it was just like nonstop. And I just wanted to walk in heels, and again and again and again, not the stiletto heels, which were super feminine, but like just it's just those it's like, I didn't want it to be special occasion shoes. I wanted it to be like stuff I wear at work. So I mean, you've seen me in, like, you know, like, so I started buying those shoes. I started buying those shoes, and then even at work, I started wearing a little bit of highlighter and just things like that. You know, it was I
feel like once in my life, and the moment I stood up in them, and once I got my balance a bit, I felt such a weird sense of power. I have no idea. Like, I don't know. I just felt like I'm walking on this planet right now. You know, like,
and that
own this
sound.
planet.
That sound does
I
things
don't
to
know.
me.
It was just fantastic. It was a great feeling. It was an immediate upper. And I immediately felt like, holy shit, this is a very empowering feeling to feel.
Of
Maybe
course,
it's a height thing. I don't know what it was.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's also like that that click clock of, your heels sort of,
I felt like
digging.
immediately it somehow, the moment I put it on, I somehow felt immediately my posture was corrected because my back was suddenly like
arched.
and and I was like, whoa, what is this feeling? And I would love to like go there, but I am the king of spraining my foot without stilettos. So I don't know how it will work out for me. But what was I saying? Stilettos. Yeah, okay. No, that's it. I just felt amazing when I wore stilettos. And that's something like I want to go back to, but I wouldn't. Like, I literally have fucking kayaks for feet. You know what I mean? So many times I'm not kidding, man. Like, it's just, I have both my shoe size is like 11 and a half. And to make it worse, I don't have like tall feet. I have broad feet, like really broad. So it becomes very difficult. Like 1-2 times, right after I had tried my friend's stilettos, I thought I'll just keep a pair at home just for like kicks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was impossible to find heels, leave alone stilettos like heels in my this.
I mean, I'm a size 9 and I find it difficult to kind of, procure
God.
heels, and I can imagine.
Yeah, now I'm just like this. Shit, I was gonna say, fuck that. Now I'm just like this fucking chappal wearing because I'm at home.
I'm very curious what you were about to say.
No, I can't say.
Okay.
I can't say. Oh my God. But I've been wearing chappals and like, because quarantine, I don't have to go for any work or anything. So leave alone shoes, I've just been chappal riding and I feel like it's the opposite of having a stiletto lifestyle,
Oh yeah, 100%. No, and...
Sorry.
Yeah, tell me.
No, it's just also when I watch Beverly Hills, right? Right now I'm watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I really see the kind of, like, there's this girl that's just been introduced, Erica. Okay. Do you watch Beverly Hills, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
No, I don't follow it.
Okay. She's like a 50-year-old, but trust me, she looks like a 28-year-old, 30 max. Okay. Tall as, she's like this hypersexual performer, married to an 86-year-old man. She's a billionaire, okay?
Okay.
And wherever she goes with her, glam clan. Like 4 gay boys go, one does her hair, one does her...
oh, wow.
So she travels to Dubai. Like all the girls take a trip to Dubai. She's the only one who flew all her hairdresser, everyone along. She's one of those people. And dude, I see them do the makeup that they do. And it looks, first of all, it's a little rich, gaudy. It doesn't necessarily look nice. But then I kind of see the amount they go through, like for a barbecue, or if they have to go for a jog, or if they have to, like, dude, these guys glam up to fucking take a shit. I'm not even kidding. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
that's the life.
And I'm not even getting into the surgery part of it yet. Because that's a huge conversation on Beverly Hills because they live in Los Angeles, Botox and fillers. And I love the fact that they all flaunt it. They all say, oh, I've got my lips done. They very openly talk. Gigi Hadid's mom just got her breast implants removed in this season. And they are very open and I love how they are open about it. But I just wonder if I would ever be one of those people who would like, if I had the money to expend, I would try to like do anything restorative. Would you ever get anything restorative done? Like
so here's the thing. There are 2 things I'm very, very conscious about, when it comes to my looks. One is my nose, and one is the other one is my teeth, my smile.
Okay.
My nose is like, I have a deviated septum, and it stems from like this accident that I'd had when I was a kid. I fell on an iron bucket, and that's why my nose is crooked.
Oh.
So I wouldn't mind straightening my nose and maybe, narrowing it down a little bit, because my nose can pretty much, cover my my apartment when it rains. And my teeth, like, they are so fucking jacked up. Like, I feel like I'm so conscious about smiling all the time. So yeah, but other than that, I wouldn't. Like, I don't feel like I would go under the knife for anything else. Like,
I feel like I am watching these women. I don't mind getting a little fat trimmed here or there. I think I'd be okay with that. I don't know why.
Got it.
Although, again, I guess I'm mature enough to understand that fat is a feeling. You know what I mean? So, regardless of how much fat they remove, I'll always think I'm a really fat person. So, but again, I don't know why I went there, but like, it's just makeup and just anything to do with accentuating your beauty and anything. It just fascinates me, but I just feel like it's something alien that I will never dabble into. And if I do, I will be some like, there was a time when I wasn't trying to make it as a stand-up comedian, but I thought, give it a go. I'm good with people. I like to believe I'm funny, shit like that. And that time, Eddie Izzard was one of my favorite people. Like, he still is in a lot of ways. Unless, is Eddie Izzard okay, or he's got into some problematic shit? A lot of times I tell you, I love that person. And then you're like, holy shit. With Bryan Singer, that happened.
Yeah. I mean, that's an extreme case. I'm actually surprised you did. I mean, see, I also respect, him for X-Men, but the stories I've read about him, how he was on the set of like X-Men Apocalypse, because he was barely there. He was like not on set half of the times. His ADs were literally running the show. So that's kind of like, he's made good films, no doubt about that. I was surprised that you didn't know the shenanigans.
At all. Even recently, I thought of you telling me that when I was watching this Jeffrey Epstein documentary, and Kevin Spacey was in a picture with Jeffrey Epstein, and then immediately in my head, I remembered you telling me, Farhad, Bryan Singer is the pedophile. Oh my god! I just remember you.
I'm so sorry. I made you feel like you shouldn't land. And we had this conversation about it's
art
versus artist, and it's important to separate and blah blah blah. I'm really sorry. I made you feel so strongly.
Don't be silly.
How dare you like this person like that?
Not at all. No, it just was like a little Bryan Singer, because I told you like. I have a friend who slept with Bryan Singer. So I always saw that as a, holy shit, you're so lucky you slept with a guy who thought of X-Men and made X-Men. And then suddenly that bubble burst is all. That's all that it was. Otherwise, Jesus. I know people are fucking shady everywhere. But speaking of shade, tell me your favorite things in makeup. Like, do you have a budget, monthly budget? Do you spend a certain amount?
So I don't use a lot very often, but for me, I'm very averse to doing anything to my lips. Like, I don't even use like a lip gloss or like things like that. I love the feeling of naked lip. Like I have so I love that feeling of just raw lip. I'm sounding so like suggestive, lip and all of that. But I like that look. For myself, what I like playing with is my eyes. So I don't have a budget monthly, but like I keep picking up different eyeshadows, and mostly I don't play with like too many colors. I play with like a monochrome eyelid wash. So I pick up usually these eyeshadow crayons or single liquid eyeshadows which I can just dab on my eyelid and it becomes like a glam look. Nothing complicated, very like easy to use, and I always have a trusty kohl pencil. So just in case if I want to smudge some under my eye, especially when I'm doing Indian wear, actually, I always use a little
are you
bit
at that level, you know? Okay, I'll give you an example. A lot of people do this, like the pride eyeshadow, you know, like it's a rainbow. Yeah, are you there? Can you do that for yourself? Like,
so I can do, no, I can't do like elaborate looks. I can do a mean smoky eye on me and on other people. And smoky eye is also really difficult. So for me, I've done it for one of my best friends on her like 30th birthday, and she was like, "Oh my god, like this is looking so good." So I can do a mean smoky eye. I can do monochrome looks really well. I can do like little gradients well. I haven't practiced enough, and I would love to. I just don't get around to it, you know. That's pretty much. I don't.
You know Supriya, the comedian? By any chance on Instagram, do you follow her?
No.
Okay, she's one of my favorite people on Instagram. She's hilarious, okay? She does a lot of beauty not tutorials, but she does a lot of, what are they called? Makeup videos, basically. She's not teaching you, but she just like talks about life while doing her makeup sometimes, and she's funny and whatever. And there's another friend, a Deep Patare, I think, like his last name is Patare. He's one of the most, like, I've seen him use like makeup the way he does. And dude, I know it must be incredibly difficult to do these, like, what are they called? Like these makeups, like these faces.
Looks,
like, these looks. Sorry, I was struggling for a basic word like looks. But they make it look so easy. Like, just like how they get like smoky eyes and rainbow pride eyes and this.
Oh, it's nowhere close to being as easy, because like I have tried so hard, and one of the reasons why I love using stick formats or liquid formats is because for me those work really well with my skin. Honey, I've tried powder formats so often, and I end up always looking like I haven't slept in 5 days because I have panda eyes.
The shadows.
I always end up like, and you know, I go with all the steps, and then I look into the mirror and I'm like, honey, you need to sleep. Like, you know, it feels like you have
I just remember doing one thing when I had a girlfriend. I remember I would get a lot of pimples. Like I was one of those people who wouldn't get a cluster of acne. I would just get one but big ass pimple. You know what I mean? So I remember that time I used to use her concealer a bit just to put it like, you know, thoda kam karne ko. I don't know if you know this. The last 2 years, I don't know if you ever encountered me, but I do wear lipstick. And I actually have a great reason. It's the only thing I do. Is lipstick, and that also I do a bright red, but here's the deal. I don't apply it like a bright red. I take a very little, also
on your finger.
You know, I quit smoking, and my lips were, by the time I was quitting smoking, my lips were jet black. Okay, like that's an exaggeration, but my lips were black. Like I recently saw a video of mine from around 4 years ago, and I couldn't believe those were my lips. Like they were like black mamba snake, basically.
Wow.
And
they've gotten lighter over the years, you're saying?
They've gotten lighter, and trust me, I have read up enough or given myself enough knowledge about quitting smoking that sometimes it can take up to 10 years to undo the blackness of smokers' lips.
Yeah, that's why I kind of asked you, because I know of people who've struggled with that. You've used coconut oil and almond oil.
Oh my God, I did everything. Put lal gel wala Colgate, the one that burns. Put that, put Vaseline, Amrutanjan, and then wipe it off. Rub it with sugar and coconut oil to scrub it off. Nothing. It's just naturally, I know now my lips are kind of luscious. Like I like, they're not obviously black, but I still know which part of my lips are smoker's black, but not that. I learned a great thing in CBT, right? A lot of times to remind yourself. So a lot of days, there would be days where I would start slipping a bit and go into that thinking like, shit, I should have a cigarette today, or this. So you know what I would do on those days? I would just literally take my pinky finger, apply a little red lipstick on it, and apply it on my lips. Okay. And the whole day, whenever I would see myself in the camera or in a bathroom mirror, I would get surprised that, wait, why are your lips pink? And that would be like a constant reminder that, hey, it's good you quit smoking. So I use lipstick in that sense, like to just remind myself that this is what you're working towards. You know what I mean? And to a point where it has been a couple of times people have asked me, do you wear lipstick? And I say, yeah, I do wear lipstick. But that is it. Like literally, even, dude, my best friend, Nikki, he's straight as fuck, okay? But I'm not kidding. You go into his shower, right? There's like fucking beard softening shampoo, revitalizing eye scrub, this scalp sensationalizing that lotion, and behind ear that moisturizer. Like it is stocked up. Like there is, he's one of those metrosexual, but like very like apart from a body wash, he has like something for everything, like wake up scrub and this and that and all, and these are really good brands, like Esa brand name, and then I come back home and I go to my shop and I have a Chandrika soap, and did I ever tell you this, my Chandrika soap reason? Do you know this about me?
No.
Okay, one of my biggest OCDs that I find very difficult to get rid of. All my friends know this about me. I have to have a bath with green soap. Like it has to be,
you told me.
And in order, it has to be. If I'm taking a bath, it has to be Chandrika. If there's no Chandrika, then I want Medimix. If there's no Medimix, I want Hammam. If there's no Hammam, I want Margot. If there's no Margot, it has to be Synthol. It's endless. Like, but in that order, it has to be green. Otherwise, I feel I'm very dirty. That the shower does not matter. But last year, somehow, I started veering towards body washes a little. Loofah and, like a little scrubby. And I'm quite enjoying them. Especially this, because I was at a friend's house.
I actually love how that makes me feel, like that feeling of scrubbing yourself down.
But apparently it's the worst thing, that, like
yeah, like every
I told you I have
2 days.
urticaria. I told you I have urticaria.
No.
Do you know what urticaria is?
No.
Urticaria is suddenly internally your body is not processing a certain ingredient, or you are allergic to something. So you suddenly get a mat of like acne or pimples all over your shoulders, that kind of shit. So I get that a lot, especially every summer, because I have found out through an allergen test, I am, oh my God, I can't believe I'm about to say this. I am allergic to my own sweat. It's come out in an allergen test. Every summer, I sweat, and then I suddenly burst into these like hives all over my shoulders and neck and everything. I get these even just thinking about it, I'm itching my chin right now. Like I get these like little prickly pimples all over my shoulders, neck, everything. Sorry. He specifically, the first thing he asked me, do you use a loofah or a pumice stone or anything? And I said, I do. He asked me, immediately stop. Like, it's like, he's like, loofahs and pumice stones are just for feet. Like, those are good for feet, but they can be very harsh.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you what I use. I use one of those brushes, like, which you can wash out. I use one of those thingies. And
is it one of those you can scrub your back with?
Yes.
Dude, I love those, man.
Oh my God.
Love those.
So I use those, and I can't, like, the last time I used a loofah, like, I remember just feeling like how many days worth of dirt has accumulated on this thing. That's when I stopped, using those loofahs that come with like Lux soap and all of that.
I was blown away. I was stuck at someone's house, and I'm also very popular amongst my friends for showering at everyone's house. Some people just come to your house and they go to your fridge. They ask you, can I eat something out of your fridge? They open your fridge and you're like, okay. I'm one of those people who ask someone, can I shower? Like, I don't know why. I just love showering in different spaces. And I went to my friend's house and he had this Nivea frangipani. What's the called? Am I pronouncing it right?
Yeah, frangipani.
Is that?
I mean, I call it frangipani.
That basically. Dude, it smelled so good. I bought myself one the next day. I bought myself a loofah. And that has finally, I've slowly started moving away from this Chandrika, Margot kind of this. Because the thing is, we grew up on that. That's what my family used. So
I agree,
used. And it's just psychologically, I find it impossible to divorce these green soaps. Like,
I know.
I just cannot.
I just, one of the things that, like, when my shower routine, I love doing all of that. But one thing I realized I just cannot, and it just pisses me off, is the idea of candles. I'm like,
candles.
Yeah, I have realized I absolutely hate the smell of candles. Like no matter how aromatic that candle is, the idea, that there is that residual like wax smell always. I've realized I absolutely can't stand it, and that's one thing that pisses me off. I don't think I can ever in my life do one of those luxurious, like, bathtub baths where there are candles strewn around the bathroom, and I don't think I can ever do that. I will ever do that.
Not like Lux ad, but I do like scented candles.
I can't. I do love. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I love super mild. I was going to say there are some super mild brands. Even, and I'll tell you what. Again, and I hate linking this to therapy in some way, but a lot of times I realize how much of my mood or my mental state is reliant on the aroma in my room and the
100%. 100%.
So I'm a total diffuser queen. Okay.
Like, like diffusers are amazing. Like one of the things that really lifts my spirit. Do you know what dhoon is? Like, you know what dhunuchi is? Like Bengalis have dhunuchi, where there is this.
It's like dhoo.
So it's like this clay pot of sorts that you dance with during like Durga Puja and stuff.
And then so essentially,
sort of. So what it is coconut husk and like different kind of like material that kind of infuses a lot of like smoke. And on top of it, basically, a little bit of some kind of frankincense or myrrh is put as it's kind of burning. So it gives you this havan type of a smell.
Havan.
You know what I mean?
I think the word havan and I start to.
No, so havan, you are thinking of that ghee smell, but like a nice havan where like a really like.
I got it. Yeah. We burn sandalwood every chance we get.
So I discovered these little dhoop cups that and these are not like incense sticks. These are not those cones. This is different. So it gives you that exact smell and of a like we call it dhunuchi. And for me, that is just so refreshing. It really lifts my spirits up. Yeah. And that's the other side of, not makeup, but like airing my privates, basically. Like,
Yeah. Wait, this is something you have to burn and like it emanates smoke. Basically.
Smoke, yes.
You stand on top of it. Wait, what?
No, that was just a metaphor. Airing,
okay.
It's like getting in touch, like letting me breathe.
When you said airing my private,
you literally,
you light it, you put it on the floor, and then you stand on top of this.
That would be quite a sight,
though.
Oh
my God! No, when I meant mild scents, I meant extremely like mild French vanilla or lavender, but like hints of. Because I suffer from migraines, I cannot stand it, and I stay in Khardanda, which also happens to have one of Asia's largest fish drying grounds. So I am fine. You know me and fish are like a match made in heaven. But a lot of times I have guests or friends who come over and I understand that they find it unbearable. Like the smell of fish is unbearable to them because one waft of wind, you not only get like the fish market ka smell, you also get the dried fish ka smell in my house. So what, like a couple of years ago, my sister-in-law, she stays in Bangalore. She got me these things called sambrani cones. Have you ever heard of them?
That is exactly what I'm talking about.
Shut the fuck up.
The dhoop cups. Those are like...
Yeah, little cups. They look like little pots.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even I use those. Oh my god.
That is what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking
about. But those are pretty potent. Those are like if I'm having people over, I will
you have to do it like in the morning. Yeah. Like
I'll light 1 hour before so that
is exactly what I was talking about. Sambrani. And it comes in like two different variants. One is Loban and one is Google. And Loban is, I think, frankincense, and Google
I think
is...
I have the latter one. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. It is beautiful.
God. It's amazing. And especially when you live with two flatmates who are stoners. Both my flatmates are stoners.
Yeah.
So I constantly get that. And they don't even like smoke like hash, which smells nice, you know. And they don't even smoke it with like apna kya bolte, rolling tobacco. They smoke it with like cigarette tobacco. So, you know that it's like a fucking Persian carpet hookah kind of smell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes I just use that to undo it. Like, and God bless Sambrani cones, basically.
Yeah, I agree. It's like that is the version of like airing my privates. Like, you know, oh my God.
Okay. We're coming back to makeup. Tell me something. What's your most prized possession in your like makeup? What's the one thing?
So I have like a set of four eyeshadow crayons from Rimmel that I had picked up when I was in
Sorry, is that a
Singapore.
famous brand? I have no idea.
Yeah. It's a London-based brand. I had picked it up at the airport ages ago. I was in transit. And obviously, I mean, eyeshadow takes a lot of time to kind of get over.
Like roughly how much time? I have no idea.
I mean, it like also, I mean, if you're an infrequent user like me, then it's been a year and 3 months.
And do these things have expiry dates or like?
Yeah, I mean, it's more like a suggestion though. They expire in like, I don't know, 4 years or so. And then you can, it's better to kind of throw away stuff that you're putting on your skin, for example, but stuff like an eyeshadow or like a lipstick, it still has a little more longevity. Yeah, and I have to say this, I have this intense love for all things makeup, primarily also because I work with a lot of makeup brands. Like I work with beauty and as a result of that, I'm like steeped in this world. Like I know what trends will be in before anyone can talk about it. So, so it's these 4 eyeshadow crayons which are like prized possessions. I have one in gunmetal, one in white as in white silver, one in gold, one in bronze. One in bronze, one in blue. And I love those. They're such instant pick me ups. I remember Halloween night in like last Halloween, I was glitter Jesus, and this is New York, and I wore this like crazy glittery outfit, like and I had like like I had my beard and like my hair and all of that, but I did this like blue and gunmetal like eyeshadow, almost a wash from like my temple to my left temple to my right temple across my lids. And I remember after a whole night of like making out with like strangers, I don't even remember the faces of, and I was with like
strangers.
Like I was with friends. All I remember was his name was Greg. I can't remember his face, and he worked for a media company, and I have no idea Actually, yeah. So anyway, so after a whole night of that, I remember after my friends left, I was fucking hungry, so I went to a McDonald's to pick something up at like this was 2:30 a.m. or something.
Mm-hmm.
And over there was this bunch of young, like it really, like I think it, like I don't know, 21, 22-year-olds, like 6, 7 of them. They came up to me and they were like, "Oh my God, I love your makeup. I love your makeup." And I just felt so good about myself, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like my most prized possession. What about you? Is it your lipstick?
Yeah, that's it. I have one Nykaa lipstick that my ex-flatmate, she had it. She doesn't wear makeup. So she was like, hey, of all the people, for some odd reason, she had this lipstick. And I was like, are you going to wear this? And she was like, no. I was like, can I try it? And I was like, she was like, yeah, sure, go for it. And then she gave it to me. And this one, which has lasted me for 2 years now almost. And I think I'm only halfway done through this lipstick.
Wow.
Because again,
because you take like little.
On my pinky, I don't even apply it directly. I literally, because it's just as a sudden,
tint.
You know how some people wear a rubber band on their finger? Like to remind them something, you know, like they quack. I thought it was a nicer way to, like, so many times I just see a reflection and wow, I'm totally forgetting an entire pocket of discussion on this, which is lately filters. You know, you have your Instagram filters and Snapchat filters, and dude, sometimes I see myself in drag in filters and I'm very fascinated. Like,
Can I just say, yeah, you look super pretty in those filters that you use. I just want to say that.
You've seen that?
Of course I have, like those pink cheeks and like freckles, and of course. Yeah. And then I've seen you in those drag pieces where you're on like Lady Gaga's face and shit. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
No, it's not working.
It's nice. Of course it's nice.
Okay, I thought you were going somewhere like, not so much.
No, of course not.
Okay. Because I did a recent Jab Chai Mera Jadoo, you know that song?
Yeah.
I did a video to that recently in like filter drag. And dude, the number of people that told me that I look amazing, and and now these filters are getting very real. You know what I mean? Like,
really. I don't know why though. I don't know why. I never like using filters. You know why? Because they really can't map my face. I have a problem with them because things go a little askew because of my beard.
I guess they need your lips to like
exactly. And my upper lip is not always visible. Like my lower lip is more visible. So it just becomes this weird shape. So if anyone who follows me, all my photos are actually no filter photos. I hate any filters. And I'm not trying to say that, I am a natural beauty. I'm not. No. Like, I'm just saying that.
I am going to be shameless, and I'm going to tell whoever follows me, all my pictures are filtered now. Like, I can't stand to see my own face. I really can't. It's an actual psychological thing now, like where filters have somehow changed my perception or taken me away from what I really look like. I'm very accepting of my body in that sense. But my face lately, I just see it, especially with my long hair now and shit, like, I just see like, oh my God, my cheeks look so nice and my lips are pink and like, you know, and now these filters are really detailed, some of them. Like, true. Especially that Jab Chai Mera Jadoo wala video. I was really like, I wanted to do drag the next day. Like, that's how
it's so amazing, right? I mean, people don't have to go through that trepidation and fear and being scared when it comes to trying out drag. Like, this is such a nice way. I mean, this face swap thing where you see a female version of yourself.
And first, filters, if they put a wig on you, it used to be chunky and you could tell. But nowadays, the hair actually
it's so real
and like covers your face, it hugs your face in a way where it's actually a hairstyle, and the lips, it just reads them. Even if I do, sometimes I talk on videos and stuff on my Instagram, and it just reads my lips perfectly. The lips, the lip part of the filter.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A long time. They've come a long way, basically. And that's one thing that again repeatedly just tells me that at some point in the future, I'd like to, if I'm a performer of any sort, I would love to experiment in this Eddie Izzard, but hyper masculine, butt makeup and earrings.
I just want to put it out there
maybe
that there are. I've always felt like every person should have a bucket list, and that bucket list is travel outside your country once, at least, so that you get a perspective of what your an alien culture is, shit like that. There are a lot of things that make that up, but out of that one thing, especially for queer men, like cisgender men, is definitely wear makeup. Definitely wear makeup once and step out. Like, wear proper makeup to kind of step out and just feel it. And of course, do it in a safe space. Do it in a place where you won't be called derogatory names which aren't even derogatory. Like, if today if someone calls me a hijra, I'll be like, yeah, like, so big shit.
Everyone else, don't go out, just do it at home and do it on your Instagram.
I'm just like, if someone calls me a hijra today, I'll be like, it's like calling me gay. Like,
yeah,
like, is that
obvious?
Is that even an insult? Like, so so do it in a space where you feel comfortable. Do it at home, do it wherever, but do it, just do it, because it does something to you. It brings out, I think the world needs, and for better or for worse, I feel like all of these things we are talking about, it maybe is an aspect of femininity. And maybe people will come at me when I'm saying this, but for me it is, I'm not saying it is about being a woman.
Like, are you saying in a way to get in touch with your femininity?
No, I feel like it is an element of the feminine. It is, how there is a feminine energy and there is a masculine energy. And this for me is, I would categorize it as the feminine energy. I'm not saying female energy. And the world just needs, I think men need a lot more feminine energy to just be better men, I guess.
I'm putting out an open, not an invitation, but like, at least once in my life, I want to see myself head to toe in drag, like proper, a dress, stilettos, eye makeup, everything. And I don't even know how to hold a fucking brush. Or, when you said words like, I even forgot those words, but pastel, I don't know the words. I don't know any terminology in makeup, but like, I want the words, and I want to do it properly and just have a night out. And I don't know if there's anyone who wants to do that with me, please inbox me. I would love to do that. Like, just once in the future.
Okay.
I just want
to. So I want to ask this one, like, this is the last thing for me from my end today. Okay. If you have to, and since you're talking about drag, from all the drag race contestants, and obviously it's not about who we like most, but who are you most likely to be like if you had to pick a contestant?
Easy. Bianca Del Rio. I
mean, everyone says Bianca Del Rio, to be honest.
I don't know.
Yeah. Because like, she's the most popular one.
But I'm saying don't believe everyone, but believe me. Because I'm talking about, apart from the drag, okay, if I have to say one of the, again, I'm going to give a little context, but I had multiple attempts with RuPaul's Drag Race to like it, and I could never get into it. I found it too annoying. I found the colors too much. Like, I'm going to get a seizure. Like, it was too much for me, I'd not enjoy the kind of humor. I don't like the concept. I don't like the, already done, had her, says. I don't like any of it, whatever the fuck is going on. Until I somehow, and what mistake I was making? I was constantly my thing is, if I'm watching something, I need to watch it from the start. I'm not going to jump in these places. So I would watch from season 1 each time, reach somehow till season 2, and I was like, fuck it, this is not happening. Then again, I would try it, and again, I would be like, fuck it. Then one day, Naveen from Keeping It Queer told me, dude, just start with the 5th season. Now, 5th or 6th season. I started with the 5th season. I did not like it. But the moment Bianca Del Rio came, I found
but
like
you're talking about like who you like most. I'm saying, who are you like most?
That's what I'm saying. And that's exactly what I'm saying. Like the first time I thought,
I don't see you as like this,
really, but you don't.
cocky, confident, like.
No, I felt like I totally saw this whole using humor as a tactic, but keeping your guard up, but being motherly to everyone. I related to Bianca Del Rio on that level. You know what I'm talking about? So it wasn't anything to do with the drag, the makeup, anything. I just know she was constantly looked at as someone who's you could step on her toes easily. She will bark at you quickly, and she might snap, and she might make fun of you. And but that's her way of showing affection. And in the end, she's a little motherly, or I mean, I won't say motherly. You know what I mean? She cares in the end. But the facade is always like, I don't care and I'm too sassy to care. You know what I mean? I tend to think that I do that a lot. I feel I do that a lot. I've been told I do that a lot. And again, if you're asking me why Bianca Del Rio, I felt like by extension, it was of Bianca Del Rio that I actually then followed through with the rest of RuPaul's Drag Race. Because for the first time I found a character I fundamentally related with.
True.
You know, not like when I watch this stupid Beverly Hills, it's not like I relate to anyone. These are like multi-millionaire, billionaire wives who are daft and like intelligent also, but stupid and whatever the fuck they do. I have nothing in common with them. But I just feel like with RuPaul's, I just really, for the first time, I felt, okay, this is a human show also. Even though so many human moments have happened right from the first season. People coming out with their HIV status, people coming out from different racial backgrounds, you know, the different diverse, whatever, like different kind of like struggles. I get that. But for the first time I saw myself in a drag queen, it was Bianca Del Rio. And I have to say, after that, every season, I did not find, even after that, I did not find anyone who I related to as much as I related to Bianca Del Rio. I liked a certain drag queen only because I by then understood the concept of the show. I get like it's supposed to be frivolous, don't take this seriously. You know what I mean? But then, I like Violet Chachki. I like this, oh my God, Kimchi, absolute favorite. You know, like, even Kimchi. Again, I figured out that I like the queens that I tend to relate to the most when they're not being queens. You know what I mean? Like, if you see, what's her name? Kimchi. Her conversation is more about how she's always self-conscious about her weight and about talking in front of people because her English is, you know what I mean? I like humanness, and I like that kind of raw, you know, like emotion being put out there, and it rarely happens in RuPaul's Drag Race like that. So I felt like every season I found one or two people who are like, okay, this is a real person with real feelings. I'm not denying that the others don't have that.
Of course, I mean,
who was yours? Who was yours?
So I mean, I've always looked for like, you know, characters who. So I've never found like that one character who I relate to. But there was this contestant called Cameron Michaels in. I think this was, and again, there are many bits of many people who I identify with. Like, I feel like, and I think we should talk more about it when we do the RuPaul's Drag Race episode.
Yeah, we always wanted to do the RuPaul's Drag Race.
We should just do it. Maybe next episode we should just do that, because also
do that. Let's do that.
Yeah, because it's also
but my
the finale.
Is, you know, when you say names like this, like even right now, when you say Cameron Michaels, right? What was the name? Cameron Michaels?
Cameron Michaels.
I have even though I've seen that season, I have no idea who you're talking about. I have it because they all are just the same to me. Yeah, of course, there are your stick out Violet Chachki, Bianca Del Rio, Acid Betty. Some I've obviously retained. But apart from that, at the risk of being racist or something, I will be like, what? Who? What? Who was that? Who was that? I will just do a quick, oh my God, I love Valentina. Valentina?
Yeah, what a star. What a star.
Oof.
But I'll tell you, there were like two characters in season 10, okay, like Ms. Cracker and Cameron Michaels. And the reason I kind of related to both of them was one is, so I have this like very strong like perfectionist syndrome, which is also an imposter syndrome, where I want things to be like a certain way, and that comes and bites me in the ass. And both of them had that. And this whole sense of like, I mean, I'm there, but like I'm awkward with people. I like being out there, but like I'm still, I'm this, I'm weird and awkward that way. Like I'm socially awkward, and these were the two people who I kind of related to. But like I won't go into details of it this episode. I think it should be reserved for
We've
another.
Been saving this RuPaul episode since forever.
Yeah, and maybe that's the curse. Maybe that will break the. Maybe that will break the lockdown. Let's hope that.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, because this is like, when we were teenagers and there was an important cricket match, my straight friends wouldn't let anyone pee. If someone was on a good batting streak,
I was not allowed in the drawing room.
Nobody can pee now.
Because I was not allowed in the drawing room because I was so unlucky. Because every time I would enter the drawing room, India ka wicket kuch to hota tha, like, and everyone would be
you're
like,
lucky that they did not let you in.
I mean, I hate cricket anyway. So anyway.
Yeah, that's why you're lucky, because I was that guy who would sit and watch and try to understand what the fuck do these guys like about cricket. And then it's also like, hey, you can't go pee right now. These guys will get out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shut the fuck up. My bladder is explode. Get out. But we'll do the RuPaul's episode.
Yeah, and
we just tuck the head in, sometimes it's like, I'll just put the head in.
Yeah. And plus it'll coincide with the finale of All Stars 5. So yeah.
Oh, great. It's not done.
Perfect.
Still. It's still not done.
Next season and next week is the finale.
And what about these other ones? Do you watch Canada and Britain?
Oh yeah, it is. I can't believe how amazing every single edition is. I thought Drag Race UK. Okay, I'm not going to talk about it anymore because
okay, just answer one last
let's
question.
Talk about.
Are these also hosted by RuPaul only, or they are different?
So Canada isn't. Canada is actually hosted by Brooklyn Heights, who was a contestant on season 11.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, let's talk about RuPaul next episode.
Let's do it.
On that note,
I don't know what our conversation was today. It was everything and nothing, and
I think it's just gender fuck self-care or something. We'll figure what we call it. Yeah.
Got it. We will see you guys next. We won't see you guys. Yeah. We will make sure we are in your ears next week.
And hoping to break the lockdown curse with RuPaul's Drag Race. So fingers crossed on that.
Shira. We will see you next week. Thanks for listening to us. Send us topics, message us. We'll see you soon. All right. Bye. Bye, Sunetro. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I hope you enjoyed that show. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Paytm Money and Intel. Before I tell you about some of the shows that we have for you this week, I really wanted to kind of really point out the incredible efforts of our host and our team. We've been able to maintain most of our production schedule in this lockdown, which is going into 4 months now. And I couldn't be happier with the fact that our hosts and team have been able to kind of just get all of this stuff out so incredibly well. So I just really, really wanted to kind of call them out for that and thank them for their support in this time. And since I spent so much time talking about that, and I want to get you out of here quickly, let me give you a quick update on a few shows that you should check out this week. On Siders, we had Amish Tripathi, really, really interesting discussion, both of them dive deep into history. Monty Panesar was on Edges and Sledges, another really cool show on Advertising is Dead. Then My Butt showed up. That was a cool episode. Malini Agarwal, also probably better known as Miss Malini, showed up on Absolutely Right. It's just been an absolutely gangbusters week in terms of like the kind of guests we've had and the conversations we've had on the network. Please do check some stuff out. And with that, we hope to see you again next week.
रिश्ते में तो हम तुम्हारे पॉडकास्ट लगते हैं. नाम है फुटबॉल शुटबॉल.
Presenting Football Should Ball, a show about three friends discussing our favorite game over a beer. Sometimes 3, maybe even 5. Hi, I'm Shiva, and with me are my two sidekicks, Gaurav Sapre and Karthik Iyer.
Sidekick? You mean like Batman's Robin or Van Persie Robin?
No, I mean like Alexis Sanchez, but with a little more skill than just playing the piano.
Ha! Just shows how the best players at Arsenal are mere bench warmers at United.
Oh, thank you, Iyer. But you're a Fulham supporter, so whenever you say anything to support me, I question my beliefs.
Just like how Griezmann would say, एक बार मैंने जो decision ले लिया, तो मैं अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनता.
Banter aside, we will talk match reports, transfer rumors, top controversies, fantasy football picks, and so much more. So grab a beer and tune in to Football Should Ball every Wednesday on the IVM Podcast app, website, or wherever you get your podcasts.